coffee break with me. Woo! Hi guys! That felt so weird. I haven't done that in a very long time, okay? I haven't been around for a very long time, but I stopped doing it in previous videos for some reason. I don't know. Do you guys like my mug? Let's just focus. I'm back and squirrelier than ever. So my friend Rosie gave me this for Christmas. Or my birthday. Was it Christmas or my birthday? I don't remember. I think it was my Christmas present. Regardless, yes, those are my 4 dogs. Her husband drew this and put it on a mug for me. Isn't that cute? I will link their vlog channel down below. She is a vintage beauty influencer, beauty and lifestyle influencer, and he is actually a recording artist. So anyway, how cool is this? So, okay, I'm back. I know. What does my face look like? You forgot what my voice sounds like. Like who am I? Like, should I just turn this into a, hi, my name is Dani. I'm 34 years old. I'm divorced mother of 2 kids. Like, I feel like I need to just reintroduce myself. I have been away from you guys for far too long, but I am so happy to be back, and I thought what better way to come back than to get ready on camera with you guys and give you sort of a little update of what's been going on. So we're going to do 2 things in this video. We are going to talk about what's in my travel makeup bag. When I go out of town and I need a full face of makeup, what do I pack? What tools do I pack? What do I bring? Everything fits in this bag. Everything fits in this bag. If it doesn't fit in this bag, it's not coming with me. I do carry on everywhere I go. If I have to not do carry on, it physically hurts my heart. And the other thing we're going to talk about in this video is where I've been, what's been going on, sort of a mini update. We've had so many things going on, from the holidays to my birthday to medical issues, milestones. It's been nuts. I'll also explain to you guys why my background is very confusing, and we're going to talk about a lot of things, a lot of juicy things, a lot of important things, a lot of emo monologue pontification situation happening here. But anyway, if you guys want to see how I got this look, how I got ready, what's in this bag, all you have to do is keep watching. Now, you know I'm not the person that's going to do the animations of subscribe and that cute little bing sound of hit the bell and set your reminders, but I talk about it in this video as to why I think it's important that you guys hit that subscriber bell ding reminder of videos. So I'm hoping to get back into some sort of a routine Monday, Thursday, Sunday, but if I cannot, that will really help you out and kind of remind you of when I do post a video. Hopefully, if everything goes well, we'll be back into some sort of routine, but you know what? I've learned the hard way that I can plan as much as I want and until I'm blue and purple in the face. But that guy up there has a very, very interesting sense of humor. So we're just over here juggling all the balls he's throwing at me. Anyway, if you want to see how I got this look and what I pack in this bag, all you have to do is keep watching, and I'll see you in a minute. Sweet Moses, it's been a hot minute, you guys. So I don't remember what to do. I don't remember how my camera works, and I really hope the lighting is good right now, because I haven't sat at this little table in almost 2 months. I missed you. Okay, I had the bright idea because I was unpacking to get ready with you guys. I can kind of update you about what's been going on, and I can simultaneously unpack my travel makeup bag. So this is what I pack every single time I travel, depending on where I go. If I go somewhere that requires a full face, this is what I pack. If I go somewhere like visiting my parents or visiting Parker's parents, I don't pack any makeup. Maybe some mascara and chapstick, but that's about it. But when I go somewhere and I need a full face, like if I'm gonna travel for work, or if I have an event to go to, or like when I went to Mexico, this is I haven't unpacked it. It's been 2 weeks, and this still has Cancun germs inside of it. So the only thing that I'm gonna use differently is the beauty blender, because I like my face. So when I travel, this is what I pack, and I'm gonna use every single item that's in this bag. Are you guys ready? I don't know why that was so melodramatic. So we are gonna start off with my itty bitty Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. Best primer in the world. And while we get ready, I need to talk to you guys about a whole mess of stuff. First of all, I don't remember how this works. I forgot it was in reverse, so I'm like poking the wrong side of my face. I should just take my mirror out and stop trying to get ready with my monitor. So we're gonna do sort of like a life update. You guys, every time I see life update in the title of a video, I'm like, ugh, I do them too. I do them too, but when you see them, tell me the truth. You roll your eyes, you're like, life update, really? What's going on that you need a life update? But you click on it because you want to know what the life update is. that's just human nature. So we are going to talk about where I've been. We're going to talk about some yucky medical stuff, and we are going to talk about why my background is so the way it looks right now, because y'all haven't seen that in a while, and it's halfway done. No, it's about 30% done. So anyway, I just take my mineral veil primer and I just put it forehead, sides of my nose and chin, and then just kind of blend out whatever's left over. But really, this is the primary focus when I use my primer. So that's out of the bag. After that, I go in with a concealer brush and my favorite concealer ever. Man, this little guy came into my life and I didn't even get him as PR, which is the interesting thing. That's part of the reason why my background looks this way. So much PR has kind of destroyed that appeal of makeup, that rush that I used to get to try a new product. Now everything gets delivered directly to me and there's just no excitement for it anymore, you know? And so I'll try one and I'm like, okay. And then I start mentally comparing it to other products and it's taken that thrill away. So this concealer, I got it at a Sephora, I think when Sam came to visit, and it permanently became burned into my soul. I'm going to talk about it in my favorite products of 2018 because this has become basically my foundation. I have steered away from full face products and I just use this little guy on places where I find it absolutely necessary. A lot of you guys comment in my vlogs that, oh, your skin looks so dewy, what foundation are you using? I'm like, that's my sweat. And I'm just using this potted concealer. Now I do set it with a translucent powder, which I will be showing you guys in a second. But yeah, this is basically my face, is this potted concealer from NARS. It's the soft matte concealer. Right now I'm in the shade Macadamia because I went to Mexico, you guys, and so many of you guys were like, oh yeah, get a tan. Don't come back unless you have a tan. You guys, I would still be in Mexico. I barely got a tan. So I'm upgrading my shade, my concealer shade to Macadamia, which is a medium. But normally I'm custard. I know, right? So right now I'm using the shade Custard, and I only focus the concealer here, 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 basically where I applied the primer. Now you'll see I'm intentionally avoiding my nose, which only gets red if I cry. Otherwise, I really like my freckles to show. So that's what we're doing right now. Anyway, so where have I been? Okay, so I decided to take a break for the holidays, right? I wanted to be fully immersed in my life, in my family, in my relationship, in bonding with all of my friends and family. You know, the last time that everyone from back home came to me for the holidays was 6 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. And so it was very important that I just really took some time off to recharge. Now, you know, along with that comes the additional added stress of the holidays. I tend to get sad around my birthday and the holidays. So I had already been carrying all the stress from previous doctor's visits and waiting for my results from the oncologist for my anemia. And then it was Thanksgiving, and then it was, which is a big deal for Parker. So if you guys, I think I included it in a weekend vlog. So then there was Thanksgiving, then it was my birthday, and I got really sad during my birthday. I had a full-blown panic attack, and I talked about all of this in an Instagram live that I did. It was the very first live I've ever done, so I couldn't save it because I didn't know you could. My bad. And so in that live, I addressed kind of what happened on my birthday and stuff. And I vlogged about my birthday. I just didn't talk about all the details of it. Anyway, so my birthday was kind of sad, and that leaked into Christmas and the stress of the holidays and having a full house. So my brother, his 2 kids, his wife, my parents, we were all in the same house for about a week. I had my sons the whole time, so it was a really beautiful bonding experience. But anytime you bring that many personalities together stuff happens, you know, so it was very stressful. I think hanging out with parents that are overbearing and a little closed-minded tends to really weigh heavy on you, because for me, the type of personality that I have is I want my family to be proud of me. I want my family to love me and to trust me and to believe in me. And it just seems like no matter how hard you work, you could always be doing better, you know? And so anyway, it frustrates me to be around my family because it makes me miss home. And I really can't help from here. I can't help from Texas. I can't help as much as I would like. And so it makes me have those thoughts of, man, what if I lived in California still? But I wouldn't move back. I'm happy here and I'm so grateful to be here. I have such a full heart being here in Dallas. I feel like I found myself after moving here. So I really enjoy it. Anyway, so the holidays were very, very, very stressful. Right now I'm using the Hourglass Vanish brush, I think, Seamless Vanish brush. I told you guys in a video that you need this brush, and you need this brush. It will change your life. Like, forget the Sigma F80, F60, Kabuki, whatever. No, this brush, sweet Moses, it's the best. Okay, we're gonna move on to Brightening Concealer. That is also from NARS, and it's also in my travel makeup bag. I just like to really blend out the concealer so it looks like I'm not really wearing any face products. I'm just evening out my skin tone. So you want to make sure that you're in a really well-lit area, or you have artificial lighting enough to see if you have any areas that you didn't blend out as much as you should have. So far, so good. Now we're gonna do Brightening Concealer. Okay, we're gonna dip back into my makeup bag, and I have 2 shades of concealer. It's funny because I try to pack light when I do travel makeup, but I still pack 3 different concealers. I have to. Like, there's just no way around it. I have to pack 3 concealers. Concealer is my favorite. So we're gonna go in with the shade Macadamia and the shade Custard. Macadamia is gonna go right on the panda eye region, and then Custard is gonna go right below. Not too much because I'm not into the really heavy cream contouring, but I do like the brightness. So you guys can see where I applied the darker concealer. And now I'm gonna go in with the Brightening Concealer, which is Custard, and that's usually the shade that I use regularly. I think I've been using the wrong shade. I'm gonna be honest. I think I am normally Macadamia, and then Custard would be a good brightening option. I think I was Custard when I was very anemic and very pale. Anyway, so that was the holidays, and then New Year's was fun. It was not what I was expecting. You know, we had originally thought we were gonna do some plans and spend time with family, but it was a little bit different. And so it was just kind of, you know, when you're trying to get into some semblance of a routine, and I feel like when the holidays come, you lose sense of time. You don't know what day of the week it is. You don't know what time it is. I don't know when my boys are coming back. Like, I had to consistently be checking my calendar and the time, and I just felt like I couldn't get a bearing of my time. I couldn't plan. I wasn't motivated to come back to work because of what we talked about in that Instagram live. If some of you guys were able to catch that, we'll talk about it in a second. But I just couldn't, you know, grab my bearings. And that was it. It was January, and then January happens, and then it's my son's birthday. And for the first time in the, years that I've been divorced, we decided to plan his birthday party together. So I was very excited. I believe in the possibility of grown-ups moving past their differences and coming together for kids. You know, these children were made out of love. And if we can't set our differences aside to show them how important they are to us and how our only interest in life is to give them a good life, a happy life, a healthy life, then what are we really doing, you know? So that for me, I didn't realize how stressful it was going to be, you know, bringing two families together and meeting the girlfriend and then meeting the boyfriend and all of that stuff. So it's very exciting. It was very exciting. I'm so happy that it happened. My son was so happy, and it just feels like my life is moving forward in a good way, in a good direction. But how things tend to happen. Oh, and this is my little itty bitty Laura Mercier. You guys, this Get Ready With Me is gonna be like 4 hours long, by the way. Just like I'm used to things happening in my life, you get like one good thing happen and then it rainstorms a bunch of bad news. But I don't see it that way. I always see it as, hey, I don't want you to get bored, so here's some stuff for you to worry about. Here's some stuff to teach you valuable lessons. What are you gonna do with it, Dani? So it gives me strength. It gives me, it helps me work on my endurance. It gives me a different perspective on life, and it makes me appreciate all of the things that I do have. It makes me count my blessings instead of, you know, my struggles or the things that aren't going my way. So right before my son's birthday party, a week before, I got some medical news, which was kind of disappointing. But because I think 96% of my viewers are female, I think this is a conversation that I can have without making a lot of you uncomfortable. And so I had an irregular pap smear a year ago. And they were like, oh, you know what? It sometimes just happens. It's totally a thing. It happens to so many women. But just to be safe, we'll have you come back in 6 months instead of 12 months just to make sure that everything's fine. We don't want to worry you. No words were dropped. No specific medical vocabulary was used that would make you freak out. So I was like, okay, sure. I'll come in 6 months. No big deal. I'm going to dig back into my travel makeup bag. I also carry my brushes in here. This is a brush from IT Cosmetics for Ulta, or by Ulta. So they're the same brushes that IT Cosmetics makes, but they make them for Ulta, so they're a little bit more affordable, and they're included in so many of their promotions, like their 21 Days of Beauty and stuff like that. So you can actually get them for a really, really good price. I got this in a set, and I never used any of the other brushes in the set, just this one, and it was totally worth it. This is my favorite powder brush. So I went in for my 6-month follow-up, and my results came back, and basically what they had found in the initial results were there again, but they were there in a significant higher amount. So they're considered precancerous cells. If gone untreated or further diagnosed, then they can turn into something worse, right? Now, my initial thought was like, I don't need those parts anyway. You know, I already had my kids. I'm done having kids. So if worse comes to worse and you need to take those organs, I'm straight. I'll be fine. But it doesn't stop worrying you. It doesn't stop feeling like a cross that you have to bear in silence, you know, because you can't say, I'm scared, because you have to be the strong mom, you have to be the strong girlfriend, you have to be, you know, the strong daughter. But carrying it around and saying, oh, I'm gonna be fine, I'm gonna be fine, I'm gonna be fine, don't worry, yeah, precancerous cell, no big deal, I have to go in for a biopsy, it's gonna be fine, a scrape, no worries, you know, medical course of action, like all of this medical vocabulary, and you have to convince, or I always feel like I have to convince my friends and family that I'm totally fine. And so I think it makes it a heavier weight to carry. So I've always taken the role where I have to act like everything is fine, and I know I don't need to. But keeping that for a week before my son's party, it really just wore me out. You know, I didn't want anything to do with anything. And I feel like that is a good trait that I have and also a bad trait. So I'm gonna go in with Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in taupe. I'm dying to use the new Urban Decay brow products. I actually have them over here to the side, but I wanted to make sure that this video was somewhat useful for you. Instead of trying a bunch of new products and then potentially ruining my makeup, I wanted it to be at least realistic of what's going on in my life and applicable to whatever we're talking about, right? So I think it's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing that I worry about my loved ones and that I don't want them to worry. It's a bad thing that I don't allow them or give them the privilege to help me carry the weight. But I'm learning, and I've learned to share the weight and honor my feelings, you know, to say, hey, I'm really scared. I'm a mom and I want to make sure I'm okay for my kids, you know? Anyway, before I mess up my super awesome job that I did with my concealer, I'm going to finish my brows off camera and then I'll come back to show you what else is in my makeup bag. And hopefully this will be under control. All right, so I guess the blessing in disguise is we went to Mexico. Parker and I went to Mexico for like a post-holiday recovery trip, which was right before my son's birthday party. So I didn't get the news about my lab results until I got back. So I guess it was in the back of my mind that I was waiting for lab results, but I wasn't worried because I didn't know what the possibility of the results was going to be. So it's kind of like, I can't be scared of something I'm not aware of. I can't be scared of something that I don't know exists. And so it didn't ruin my trip. So yeah, Mexico, the birthday party, this awful medical diagnosis. In about 2 weeks, I have my first biopsy to see, you know, how much tissue is cancerous, you know, where it's localized, centralized, what we can do, what my options are. So I guess I can say I'm looking forward to it, just to kind of stick that notch. Like, I don't know, check the box and just get one thing out of the way. And I feel like that's just kind of how my life is. It's one thing at a time. Like, I have this never-ending list. It's a juggle, you know. I'm juggling, and there's just one more ball added, 2 more balls added, then 1 falls off, and that gets taken care of, and then 3 get added. And it's just a way that I've learned to cope with what I have to carry in life, you know, what I have to work with. Anyway, so we did brows. Now we're gonna do, I feel like we should do face. And I carry 1 palette when I travel. 1 palette. It has all my face products and my eyeshadow in one place. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Instant Look in a Palette, 5-minute face on the go. I think this was limited edition. Every time I try to find it for you guys or link it, I can't for some reason. They have other ones like the smoky eye one and the whatever, but this one, the 5-minute on the go, I haven't been able to find it. I got mine at Nordstrom, and I'm pretty sure that if you walk into a Nordstrom, they might still have it. But it looks like this. It's really small, compact. I never have any issues or nerves that it might shatter. And that's what it looks like. So you have the face products at the bottom, and then these 3 eyeshadows, but they're all powder products. So you use them however you want. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna dig back into my little travel bag. I didn't tell you guys that I used an eyebrow gel, right? So I pack an eyebrow gel. Honestly, if there was something that I could leave at home and not need, it would be brow gel. I don't think it's absolutely must. As far as eye brushes go, I pack 4, and I don't really need one of these. I just pack it in case I need it. So these are the 4 that I carry. This is the Sigma E40. This is one from IT Cosmetics. I think it's IT Brushes for Ulta. Yes, this is IT Brushes for Ulta. So it's a fluffy shader. So it's a shader brush, but it's very fluffy. You see that? I use that for my lid usually, unless I use my finger, which is my favorite. I have the E55 from Sigma and the Bdellium Tools 7780. Now, I could realistically use these 2 for the same thing, but I'd have to wipe in between, and it would really limit my options as to how dark I want to go with the lower lash line. And I just don't like to worry. I'm like, what's one more brush to carry? I'm not going to carry an additional blush. I'm not going to carry an additional highlighter or a separate powder or anything like that. If it's not in this palette, I'm good. But a brush like this, I feel like it's easy to just include in your bag, especially a bag as little as this one. So I'm gonna go in with number 1, that's this here, and it's just a pearly champagne shade, and I'm gonna use that to highlight my brow bone. Ordinarily, you guys know me, if you've been here for a few hot minutes, you know that I go in with a matte vanilla. That's my go-to, that's what I use for everything. But when I'm traveling, I don't have the luxury of carrying additional products because I do carry on. I'm the carry-on girl. If you're gonna take me anywhere, it has to be 3 nights or less, and it has to fit into carry-on. Otherwise, I'm not bringing it, even if that means I don't use a matte vanilla shade. So there's that. That was number 1 in the palette. Then I'm going to go in with the tapered blending brush from Sigma and the shade 4, and this is actually the contour shade in the palette, believe it or not, and that's what I use as my transition shade. So I put that as my transition shade in the transitional section of my face. This would be a good time for me to add additional powder to my lower lash line so that I don't make a mess, because I always make a mess with shadows. I don't care if it has fallout or not, I'll make the shadow have fallout. I'm mildly aggressive with my eyeshadow application. So I'm gonna go in with my E40 and number 4, which happens to be the same shade in the Film Star Bronze and Glow palette that I always use in my Get Ready With Me's. That is a must-have Charlotte Tilbury product. So if you wanna venture out and try new products, and try super luxury brand products, the Bronze and Glow palette that has a highlighter and a contour shade is an it's a palette that you are going to hit pan in, guaranteed. So take your beauty blender, just so you don't make a mess, and apply some extra powder. How many of you guys are getting ready with me? I feel like I'm going to make you guys late for work, because this is a longer than necessary Get Ready With Me, but we're talking about important stuff. So, yeah, it's just been one of those seasons in my life where right when I'm about to get up, I get knocked back down. You know, just when I'm getting my bearings and learning some new semblance of a routine, you know, it's like the Jack in the Box pops again. And so I'm struggling. I'm on the struggle bus, and I am baby stepping my way in. I told you guys in the last vlog that I posted that the new year is very symbolic of a fresh start, and it doesn't mean that you have to start going to the gym 5 days a week and that you have to go on keto automatically and just stick to it and kick caffeine like instantly. You know, just love yourself, be kind to yourself, take baby steps if you need to take baby steps. I know some of us are unable to function in baby steps. Like if you don't kick sugar cold turkey, you're never going to be able to do it. I respect that. But some of us need to take the time to make the proper adjustments, you know, all around, whether there are other moving parts or people involved, you know. So I know if I remove the Band-Aid like instantly and say I'm quitting caffeine, I'll keep it up for like 3 or 4 days and then I'll jump back in. I can't. It has to be there has to be a method to what I'm doing for it to become a new routine or a new habit. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with, let's do, ooh, this one's tricky. I'm gonna go in with Cheek. This is the darker blush shade, and the same brush. And I'm going to use that as my crease color, but I'm going to bring it down to the lid. So it's going to be sort of focused in this area. I don't know if you guys can see. I'm starting at the crease, but I'm moving down into the lid. And it's just going to create a soft gradient. I want to go in with the chocolate brown on the outer V, but I want to use that last just because it's going to soil my brush and then make the look a lot darker than it needs to be. Same thing on this side. Okay, so I keep talking about my IG Live, and I know probably the majority of you guys missed it. So let's talk about what I talked about in that vlog or in that live. I'm going to go in with that same shade that I used on my crease, but with my finger, and I'm going to focus it on the lid, but not going all the way into the inner corner, about 2/3 of the way in. One more time. So in that IG Live, I decluttered live, And I also talked about the reason why I was decluttering, and kind of the direction of my channel, or why there has been sort of a lack of focus on my videos and productivity. So for a while now, I've struggled to find motivation in producing beauty content. And I've felt overwhelmed with the amount of beauty releases. I've felt unimpressed with the quality of the releases. There has yet to be a product that really seems new or exciting or innovative. It seems like brands kind of take ideas from each other and then just regurgitate the same content. I'm so overwhelmed with product samples that it's hard for me to narrow my focus on something that excites me, because a new product comes in, 4,000 reviews on it come up, and then a new product comes in that's the same stuff and 4,000 products come out. It's just, it just feels like it's not exciting anymore, you know? And I feel like so many brands, I'm gonna take number one, the one that I used on the brow bone, and see how that looks. If I don't like it, we'll go into the highlighter shade. I'm gonna focus that on the inner third of the lid. Oh yeah, that's pretty, I like it. I feel like brands are focused on quantity and competition versus quality, you know, and customer loyalty. I just can't do it anymore. I'm overwhelmed. I don't think it's nice. You know, I don't think I've ever fully embraced the fact that I'm a content creator and not a consumer. I've never taken the shoes off of consumer. I never have. I just can't. I'm still the girl that walks into a Sephora and it gets excited about making a purchase. I'm still the girl that checks YouTube and watches a review from Jessica, you know, Jam Beauty, or April Athena. Like I'm still the consumer. And so I put myself in your shoes and I'm like, if I'm constantly pushing out content of the new stuff that's coming out, you guys feel pressure and morally obligated to rush out and spend your money on products that are continuously recycled, brand to brand to brand to brand, you know, and it feels dirty. And that's the best way I can describe it. So I'm going to remove the excess powder with my powder brush, which I never do when I'm home. You know, I use that Wayne Goss brush that is one of my favorite brushes of all time. But I'm going to use my powder brush. And then I'm going to go in with Sigma E55 and the chocolate brown shade, number 3, and just a little tap. And I'm going to start that on the edge of my lower lash line and bring it towards the center. I'm not going to go all the way because I don't want to close my eye. You know, I don't want to close it in, but I do want to bring down the eyeshadow. So we're going to go in with that, and then the same thing on the other side. So I talked about that in my declutter and why I was decluttering. I feel like I've become very comfortable in the makeup that I use. I've become very comfortable in the products that I'm using, and I feel like I've found my crew. I've found my team. I've found the makeup products that I like and that work for me and that makes sense, and that just have created the perfect formula for my everyday makeup. And so my makeup is becoming very repetitive, because to me now makeup is a tool to make myself feel pretty, but without that need to want to go out and spend any more money on new products, because no new products actually excite me. I keep repurchasing the same products over and over. You know, I can't tell you how many times I've bought Ex-Girlfriend from Urban Decay. I packed it because it's my favorite lipstick. This is how little all my ex-girlfriends are. I pushed it up to the very top. That's all I have left, and that's how small all my ex-girlfriends are. I have one in my purse. I have one in my room. I have one in my background, in my little lipstick carousel over there. And so that's my crew, that's my team, that's the makeup that makes me happy. And until something else comes along that excites me, like this, you guys wait. Okay, so I got this in the mail yesterday. It's from NARS. and I was like, okay, cool, a new foundation. I'm not really using foundation. I haven't used a new foundation in a hot minute. You know, I've been just using concealer. That's all I've been using. But when I opened this palette, I was like, I felt that like fire in my belly, and I'm like, I need to do a review on this palette. And I fully intend to. Can we talk about this? I know. It's like looking at 2 scoops of vanilla ice cream. You're like, Dani, seriously? It's so basic. I'm like, I know, but that's the whole point is if we're gonna reinvent the wheel over and over and over again, I don't need it to be a blue highlighter, okay? I don't need it to be a duochrome glitter for my eyelid that shouldn't be used on the eyes. If we're gonna reinvent the wheel, let's reinvent the wheel like this. Like, let's do it like this, where you're excited to try the new palette of neutrals because you know what? You're bored of your Just Peachy Mattes, even though it's your raw, you know, your ride or die favorite palette ever. You're bored of it and you want to reinvent the wheel, but you want to do it the right way. This is how you do it, you know? So I'm excited to try it. I haven't swatched it. I'm very nervous that I'm going to swatch it and then it's just going to burst my bubble, but I'm holding on to the idea that it's going to be what I need to just reignite my passion in makeup. And so that's what we were talking about in that live. I'm gonna go in with number 3 again and just a light tap, and that's gonna go right on the outer V, the lid, a little bit up to the transition shade, just to kind of deepen, darken, give myself sort of like a shadow, because it's an eyeshadow. I'm just kidding. Wow, you gotta work on my content, you guys. Anyway, and so the reason for that declutter was I need to get rid of the noise in my life. I need to Marie Kondo my life, you know, whether it's clothes, whether it's shoes, whether it's makeup, whether it's nail polish, whether it's relationships, friendships, family. Toxic is toxic. I don't care if it's blood. I don't care if it's a 13-year friendship. Toxic is toxic, and you don't need all that noise. And that's what I feel like my life came to be, is noise. I would walk into my studio and it was noise. I would look at my background and be like, I have all these beautiful foundations and primers lined up, but when's the last time I used them? When is the last time I got excited to just, you know, dig through all my palettes? So the live was just I like turned down the noise, but the live was 3 hours long and I barely got through this section right here. So I still have to do that tower. I still have to do all my eyeshadow palettes, and I want to do it live again. So if you guys will be patient enough with me and tolerate how ridiculous my background looks for the next few videos, I'm gonna do a live, but I will do it on YouTube so that you guys don't miss out on it, because I know a lot of you don't use Instagram, and I know that Instagram doesn't save the lives unless I save them, and your girl don't know how to do that. Anyway, so that was the whole, in summary, that was the whole purpose or idea behind the IG live was, hey, let's declutter together. And I was under this weird idea that I was going to be able to do all of this in one live, and I failed miserably. We just did foundations, primers, concealers, brow products, powders, all blushes, but it was 3 hours long. I was like, how long am I going to be live? Anyway, so we talked about the direction of this channel moving forward into 2019. We talked about intentions for 2019, and so I would like to continue to declutter my space. I want to, you know, remove a lot more of that noise and just get rid of the stuff that I'm not using, because it's just sitting there collecting dust and it interferes with my creativity. So that's what we're going to be doing, and like the majority of the stuff is going to be gone. So I think that's going to be a perfect opportunity for me to just move stuff around, to just shake it up a bit. No one likes to show up into the same, you know, no one likes to show up to the same cubicle, you know, every day and stare at the same gray walls. This may not look like gray walls to you, but they're my gray walls, you know, and I would need to get my creativity back. And so the direction of this channel is going to be a little bit more lifestyle, I'm still gonna do beauty. My heart's in beauty. I started this because of beauty. I am so thankful for makeup because makeup helped me find my pretty. You know, I was in a very sad, dark place in my life and it helped me discover my pretty from the outside in. And so I owe everything to makeup, as pathetic as that sounds. And so my heart's still in it. When I saw this palette, you guys, I was like, oh my God, so excited. But I can't help, as a businesswoman, look at the dark side of things and look at how brands are handling things like PR and how other influencers are taking advantage of, you know, the blessings that we're given and other influencers. And, you know, I have a lot of stuff to share with you, and 2019 is the year of no for me. It's the year where I say no and I don't explain why. I was the yes girl. I'm like, yes, yes, yes. And I'm going to go in with this. I'm going to poke my eye out. I'm going to go with this color and my multitask brush from Real Techniques. This is the old version. I know right now they're like super shiny. I wish they brought back the matte metals like this. I like it more than the shiny ones. And so I just kind of gently contour. I'm not going to do anything too crazy. So yeah, this is the year of no. This is the year where I say no because I don't want to. This is the year I say no because I said so. I'm tired of just always being so nice and always having the politically correct answer because, you know, I just want everyone to be happy. Listen, I'm not money. I'm not going to make everyone happy. You know, I'm not a chocolate cake. I'm not going to make everyone happy. So, I have come to accept that, you know, I'm going to lose subscribers if I post cooking videos, but I'm also going to lose subscribers if I post makeup videos. I'm going to gain subscribers if I post cooking videos. I'm going to gain subscribers if I post makeup videos. It's just, it's life. You know, I can't focus on that kind of stuff. It's going to make me sick, you know? So yeah, we're going to do more of a lifestyle. I think talking about food and cooking and my kitchen is a source of happiness for me. Teaching cooking is a nice reminder of, you know, my career before I started this, and it feels nice. I like to be useful to you guys, and if I feel like I'm doing you a disservice, this is not working, you know, so I want to make sure that what I do, what I'm providing, is at least mildly entertaining. That's the least I can do for your time, you know? So anyway, bear with me, be patient. The background is going to be a little weird for the next few videos, and I will probably be a little weird for the next few videos until I find out what's going on in the lady baby factory. Okay, now we're going to do blush, MAC 127. This is a limited edition shade color of the handle, but they still make this brush, and I'm going to go in with number 5. That's the color here. I know it looks brown, but it's actually a really pretty maroon shade, and you just take the lightest bit and you start back here, right? You start back here and you bring it forward, and then we're going to go in with the brighter peach or coral and focus that on the roundest part of my cheekbones, cheeks. Pómulos? How do you say that in English? Pómulos. Anyway, I need to focus a lot on my Spanish channel as well, so that I can be useful there too. You know, I have to stop saying I have a Spanish channel if I'm not nursing it. So I need to put some energy into that. I feel like I need to find a way to make my days of the week more useful for me in this regard, because during the week, you guys, I turn off YouTube. Like Coffee Break with Dani is shut down. The only thing I do is like emails and maybe Instagram, but aside from that, Coffee Break with Dani happens Friday, Saturday, and Sunday when my children are with their daddy. So same brush, number 6. And I need to find a way to also do it during the week. And I remember when I started my channel, you guys, do you guys know the story? I would film at 8 o'clock after my boys went to bed, and I wouldn't go to bed until 1 o'clock. But then I was up again around 5 to work out and to make lunches and to, you know, do wife and mom duties. And I can't run a machine that way. It does not work. At least not anymore when I'm just by myself. You know, before I was married and I had another adult body in the house that could help if needed. But now I can't. It's just me. So I can't carry the load that way anymore. I have to disperse the weight in a different way, and that just happens to be on the weekends. Okay, now we're gonna do highlighter. This small baby brush from Senna Cosmetics, number 7 in the palette. And you can apply highlighter to your heart's content. What makes you happy, where it makes you happy, how it makes you happy. I think highlighter is one of those products that gets really hard criticism. You know, that people are very opinionated on how you apply it. And I also think it's one of those products that really makes you happy. It's like a red lipstick. There are some people that throw on red lipstick and it makes them feel like a queen. And other people look at red lipstick like, holy mackerel, that's intense, you know? But it's just one of those things that, do you like it on the tip of your nose? You like to look like a light bulb, like Rudolph? Then go for it. Live your life, embrace it, and don't let anyone tell you how to apply your highlighter. You know, if there's anything you take away from this channel, it's don't tell me how to apply my highlighter, Sharon, okay? Sorry if your name is Sharon. Okay, guys, we've almost emptied out the entire contents of my travel beauty bag, travel makeup bag. We have 3 steps left: setting spray, mascara, and lipstick. So I'm gonna show you guys the amazing way that I apply setting spray. Setting spray is like hairspray for your face. So if setting spray gets on your hair, especially if you have 3 hairs like I do, it could really ruin your look. I'm going for a really flat, lifeless look today. So I don't want to mess it up even further. So this is what I do. You guys, you know, there's no shame in sharing my secret with you guys. And if you guys are longtime followers, you know that I don't get embarrassed easily, so this is actually what I do. This is the reality of what I do when I put on setting spray. So it's in my little bag still. I'm using the All Nighter Cherry Scented. All Nighter is good because it's the same product as like the Scandinavia ones, but I still don't think it's as good as the bridal setting spray from Scandinavia. So close your eyes and do this before mascara, or your mascara is gonna get super, super sticky. So I'm gonna go in with a generous amount of setting spray. Remember, we only use concealer, so there's not a bunch of stuff we need to set, but we want to make sure that our makeup lasts, especially if I want to look cute all day, right? So I'm just using a planner cover to dry it. I'll use whatever I have access to when I'm traveling. So whether it's a magazine or a hotel menu or my boyfriend, stand under a fan, but I do something. You can't just let it just sit on your face or you will get splotches. Splotches. Okay, I'm gonna jump off camera. I'm gonna do my mascara and I'll be right back. All right, you guys, for mascara, I went ahead and used my favorite mascara of the entire year, Maybelline Lash Temptation. I can't tell you how many times I've repurchased it. Just 2 days ago, I made a special trip to Target to buy this. I bought 2. I bought batteries and I also bought avocados because Target, right? Our bag is practically empty. So what I have left is Red Eye Relief, which I don't recommend using regularly. If your eyes are continuously red, there's a bigger issue. This is only if I'm flying, a lot of dry air, if I take too long to apply my mascara and I'm like wide-eyed, my eyes get red because I haven't blinked. So I carry it almost like in case of emergency type of thing. A lip liner I always carry with me in case I'm feeling the need to be a little extra is Boldly Bare by MAC, which I'm not going to be using today. And then my Ride or Die lipstick, all day lipstick, everyday lipstick. This is the original Ex-Girlfriend in the Gwen Stefani packaging, but it comes in the regular Urban Decay packaging now. It is a permanent shade, so you guys will see how beautiful the color is, but you don't need a lip liner for it, and it carries sort of like a nude tone to it, but it kind of shifts. It could look pink, it could look peach. It is sheer, so it's very forgiving. It goes with so many makeup looks. It goes up to your nostril as well. And that is the completed look. I will, like any and all my videos, list and link all of the products that I carry around in my travel makeup bag. I don't think you guys can find this little bag anymore. This is from Walgreens. This was one of the very first PR samples that I got in my YouTube career. I got it about maybe 2 years in. Everything fits in here so well. All the makeup that I pack and all the brushes that I use. It doesn't smash them, it protects them, it keeps them safe. Plus I love the color. But yeah, I got it from Walgreens. First PR samples, and I remember how much I was harassed. Are you gonna include it in a video? Are you gonna include it in a video? And back then I was like, oh, sure. I thought I was obligated to include all samples in videos, so I had so much pressure to like review everything that was sent to me. Oh, there's so much to learn, you guys. Anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed this Get Ready With Me and that mini life update. It's been crazy here, you guys. So it would really be helpful for you if you turn on notifications for my channel, because I don't know if my videos are gonna be as regular and consistent as they have been in the past. So my schedule, the one that I love to stick to, is Mondays and Thursdays, vlogs on Saturdays. That was the routine. I don't know if I'll be able to stick with it, but just in case there are any doubts, just in case you have FOMO and you don't want to miss out, make sure you click that little bell notification so you get that alert on the front of your phone, and you can come see what we're talking about. So if you guys have any positive vibes, well wishes to share, any feedback, or maybe you're going through the same stuff, vent to us in the comment section below. This is a family. This is a nice, small community of people that are kind and support one another, and I've missed you guys so much. I appreciate how supportive and how patient you guys are always with me, and I am including you in as much as I can, because I get strength from you, and I really, really don't know what I would do without you guys. Not to be repetitive, but like I said, all of these products will be listed and hopefully linked in the description box below. I love you guys so much, and you know what to do. If you found this video useful, entertaining, and learned something, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, this coffee break is over. Bye, guys.